Hey, Ben here with Studio on the Lake. Okay, this is the another part in the clock. This is a little short one, just to prove that I'm still working on it. Summer has arrived. There's what you see from the studio. The leaves are green. The loons are doing what they're doing. And here's the update on the clock. So I carved that right portion. And then I split it. Like I said, I was going to do it going to split it into sections. If you were following the other, and then those leaves were glued on there. So you got leaves at the top, grapes in the middle, leaves going over the bottom branch. And here's the contouring of the nest, and just putting in twigs, branches, that sort of thing, and give it a look of a nest. There's going to be a baby bird in that nest, and I've kind of decided to go with a couple of gnomes, and you'll see that a little bit later on. So there's the bird that's going to go in there, and I will carve right behind his tail there. He sits a little high. There we go. I cut a section down so that he sits further down in the nest. I kind of like the looks of that, the way that's going. And then here's the gnome. And if you want to see a gnome, how to carve a gnome, obviously subscribe is the easiest way, and go back and look through my videos. And I think there's several videos of gnomes being carved. But this guy's going to be looking up. There's going to be another one holding a bird on the left-hand side to put in the nest. And I haven't quite decided what to do at the top. But there's kind of the layout of where that's going to go. And once again, I haven't even started carving the left-hand side of that. I'm going to duplicate those leaves in there, and this thing will all be stained and painted. So someone wanted to know about the letters, the Roman numerals, and I figured the easiest way to do it was to show you. So here's a V block that I stuck to a larger piece of basswood, and then here's the Roman numerals. And I just printed out a set of Roman numerals. You can kind of get the size there based on my thumbnail. Underneath there you see that's a piece of bone. The bone came from a set of deer antlers that I've had laying around. I decided to go with that instead of the ivory. The ivory was pretty brittle when I was playing around with it. So I took some super glue, glued these things on there, and I apologize ahead of time. This is going to be kind of painful because it's in such fine detail. You see how small that jeweler's blade is? I run my thumb down it to figure out which way, because I'm pulling down when I cut. There's a jeweler's saw, and I will set that blade in there. And then obviously there we are working in the V block, up close and personal. And this is where it gets a little bit wonky, because it keeps wanting to focus on my hand as opposed to the rest of this. But I'm only going to show you one of these cutting out, because it's too painful to watch the rest, and you have to be very careful. And to be quite honest, I will probably break several of these. That's four times the speed going there. And I apologize again, it's out of focus. I just kind of wanted to give you an idea. I'm going to zoom across this and start working all of these letters at one time. Or I guess they're letters. Roman numerals. So there's that portion of it. And bear with me here. I'll show you what I'm up to in a second. So you're going to pop that one piece out. And then there's a bunch of fine work to be done on this. There's the X, numeral 10, for lack of better reference. And then I'll tune it up with needle files. I'm not going to film this because you can't see. By the time I get my meat hooks in the middle of the way, there's nothing you can see. And I didn't feel like getting out a jeweler's vise to mess around with it. This is giving an idea of how it's going to work on the clock. Obviously this face will get a little more carving, but I just decided to go ahead and color this in so you could see that Roman numeral 10 and I think I put it in the right place. I did. So it's not completely done with the file work, but there you see I'm going to cut 11 more of those monsters out, and that's the end of this one right now. You'll get to see the rest of it, obviously, but that someone wanted to see how that was going to be done, and that's how that's done. So like, subscribe, comment. As always, thanks for watching. Hey, this has been Ben with Studio on the Lake.